Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and yes, I am the Lone Ranger, here broadcasting on this beautiful Sunday morning. I'm hoping you're enjoying your day. It's a great time to be thinking about how to invest in real estate or other investments. So this show, we talk about how to buy real estate, how to sell real estate, how to make sure you're getting the right mortgage, and information about what's going on with mortgages and real estate right now. If you have questions for me, or you'd like to call me here at the station, I can be reached at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or you can go directly to my website at WeBringYouHome.com. Had an interesting week this week. It's the Fed has their Fed hike that they did this week, and we can expect that we'll see many more of those coming down the pike. It's kind of crazy to see all the different chatter that's going on in the news and the fake news these days. So I want to get down to business on exactly what is going on, at least for our community. Because, listen, we can talk about how things may be changing in other areas of the country, but look, at Florida's a little bit different. And I'm going to tell you something. Well, you're in a great place. I'm investing in real estate. I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm doing right now, today, that I am in the market. But let's talk a little bit about some news that's going on right now and how that can affect you, and how it's affecting the industry. So it looks like the a cost of a barrel of oil right now up to $119 per barrel. The Fed has never in the history of the Fed raised interest rates when oil was over $100 a barrel. So that's the first time that we've seen that happen. So they're raising interest rates even though a barrel is over $100 a barrel, $119. So that's pretty impactful. We're starting to see that the central bank is really recognizing inflation really seriously and is raising the central bank rates as well as our rates are going up. So we're kind of following a little bit around the central banks that we see, and as they see they see inflation hitting hard, then we're going to go ahead and follow suit with them and raise interest rates along with the rest of the world right now. We're also seeing, which is odd, is super high energy costs right now, and that's a big problem for the Fed. The Fed does not really even know what to do, and they don't really have any power on doing things that are going to improve energy. President Biden and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen are scheduled to meet with the Fed meeting, and inflation is the major topic on that. So again, oil prices raging, and Powell can't fix it. We need additional supply of oil because of the demand, and we're just not getting it, and all we're getting is a bunch of talk and no action. Something's got to happen when it comes to getting oil prices and fuel prices under control for us, but right now it's kind of crazy. So that's one thing I found that was fascinating in the market. Stocks and rate hikes between June 30th of 2024 and June 29th of 2026, the Fed raised interest rates 17 times. How do you like that? 17 times in a 2-year period of time, the Fed raised the Fed rate. So you don't think that can happen this time? It's probably going to happen. And we are in that season right now where you can expect more and more. So a couple other things that I found fascinating when it comes to the economic industry. Less than 1 in 5 Americans, or 19%, surveyed in April of 22 believe it's a good time to buy a home. Okay, so that's pretty incredible that 1 in 5 Americans think that it's that they believe it is a good time to buy a home. Now, here's what I think. I think that the first-time home buyer is at the disadvantage right now. And you and I all know that. Because as interest rates go up and housing prices go up, who do you think gets pushed out? Well, it's not you. if you already own a home and you're going to walk away making $100,000 from the sale of your home, you have enough money to put down on that next home. But that first-time home buyer is really strained right now. And as you know, I started off my year with the goal that I wanted to help the most first-time home buyers that I've ever helped in my career in a 12-month period of time. Well, I have to tell you something. That is something I'm failing miserably at. And I'm failing at it because buyers that are first-time home buyers are struggling to get into homes right now. They just really are. Unless they've got a family member that's willing to help them out with some down payment, it really makes it difficult for them to be able to get into a home right now. And income isn't always the issue. It's usually cash out of pocket. But let's just put this in perspective. You can easily get in to a $350,000 house. So if you want to just follow along with me and you figure, let's just do some math together. So if you got into a $350,000 house and your down payment was 3.5%. So, that's $12,250. Okay. So it's $12,250. Now we hear that sellers are not paying any closing costs. So let's just say we're going to add another $5,000 in for closing costs. Okay, so now we're at $17,250, and then we have escrows that we have to include for your taxes and insurance. So let's just add another. Let's just add another $3,000 to that. Okay, so now we're up to $20,000, $20,250. So if you can if you can come up with $20,250. I think you can become a homeowner. Now, how do we get that? Well, tax refunds, using your 401k, gift from family member, saving the money. So look, saving the money for most people is always the most difficult thing to do. They struggle with saving money. And right now with inflation going up, it makes it harder and harder for you to save because your paycheck is going is not getting as far as it once was. So when you see that income is depleting, even though your income hasn't gone down, it's depleting what your buying power is. It makes it a little bit more difficult for that first-time home buyer. But I'm going to tell you something. You have to find a way to make this happen. And here's how important it is for you. And I'm really serious about this information because the first-time home buyer is going to get in worse shape before they get in better shape. And if they don't find a way to get into the market right now, it's going to make it even harder for you because what's going to happen is your rents are increasing pretty rapidly. So, you've heard that rents are up 20% nationally, and that seems to be logical. They're up 20%. But what's happening is that in a lot of these markets, like in Orlando and in Tampa, in Central Florida, we're experiencing that we're seeing rents go up as much as 50%. Now, that is going to be a problem for you if you're a renter and your rent goes up, even if it goes up 20%. You think about this. Let's just say that you're paying $1,850 a month right now, and $1,850 a month, and it goes up by 20%. That means that you're going to go up to $1,850 plus 20%, and that goes to $2,220. Do that 5 times in a row and see what your rent's going to go up to. Now, rents are adjustables. When I say that, you compare a rent to a fixed rate. A mortgage is fixed rate. Yes, people get adjustable rate mortgages, but typically smart people are getting fixed rate mortgages, okay? It makes sense. When we get into interest rates at 8.5%, 9%, I'll be talking to you more about adjustable rate mortgages then. Right now, we're still in a fixed rate market. Don't be fooled. Don't think that a 5 or 6% rate is a high rate. It's not a high rate. It's higher than it was at 2.5% or 3.5%. That's a no-brainer. But it's not a high rate. You look out over history, and our national average runs around 7.5% over a long period of time for what your average interest rate's going to be. So we're still under the average interest rate that would be over a long period of time. And I don't have that data. Usually I bring you guys some statistical data. I don't have the data as to what period of time that was over, but I'm pretty sure it's over about a 40-year period of time that you would find that an average interest rate is about 7.5%. So look at 6.5%, consider it to be on sale. I don't think you should be as concerned about the interest rate as you should be about missing out on the buying opportunity. So let me put this in perspective. If you're getting a house for $350,000, let's just say you're getting a $300,000 mortgage, and that interest rate goes up 1 full percentage point from 5.5 to 6.5, from 4.5 to 5.5. Your payment will go up $193. Okay? It's not nice, but it's affordable. You can still do that. But if you wait and the house goes up by $50,000, that's $316 a month more in payment. Now, the problem is you're going to get the double whammy. You're going to get the higher interest rate and you're going to get the higher priced house. Now, you're seeing on this national news, oh, good news for homeowners. Houses are coming down in price and dropped by 16%. Not in Florida, not in most states, but in some states. But here's the thing. You're not going to see values dropping in Central Florida. Why? Because they're still undervalued. Houses are cheaper. Okay, let me just put this in perspective. Me, Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, the loan arranger, bought 2 houses in the last 30 days. Okay? Now you can call me directly on my number at 407-706-3313, or you can visit my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Now listen, I bought 2 houses in the last 30 days for investment properties. Okay? I paid under full price and I got seller paid closing costs. So don't tell me it can't be done. I will show you how it can be done. But you're not going to get that from your average real estate agent and your average mortgage lender. They're going to go, oh no, if you're not willing to pay $20,000 over ask price, I'm not even going to show you property. Let me tell you something. If that's your real estate agent, you call me, I'll put you with a different real estate agent. That's what I got to say about that. Let's help, let's fight, and let's negotiate for our clients. That's what our job is. We have to fight for you. And if you're not getting that, then move on. Call me. I'll connect you with somebody that will give you that. 407-706-3313. I'm the loan arranger. I'm going to tell you something. You come to me, you got somebody that's going to be on your side. You have somebody that's going to fight for you. I think that most lenders and most real estate agents don't do a great job on servicing their clients. Yeah, they may answer their phone. They may be good at responding, but you know something? They aren't good at being an advocate for you. You have to have an advocate. You've got to have somebody that's going to give you professional advice and fight for you. That's what good service is all about. Not just being a great order taker and returning phone calls promptly. That's only one aspect of it. You've got to give more. Got to give more. And listen, don't get frightened by these sales prices going up and by interest rates going up. Get in the market. People, you look back and you go, oh, the rich got richer and the poor got poorer. Okay, I've made some really good decisions in real estate and I've made some really crappy decisions in real estate. So I'll share with you a couple of my crappy ones. I should have bought more houses in 2010. Okay, should have bought more houses in 2010. And second one, I shouldn't have sold so many houses in 2020. Okay, I cut loose too early, way too early. And if I just look back and I go, gosh, if I just had every house that I've ever bought and continued to rent them out, then it would have been a game changer for me, an absolute game changer. I can show you how you can have 5 properties and over a period of about 20 years have them all free and clear. You don't have to wait 30 years. This is 5 properties, free and clear, making you $28,000 a month in rental income. Now, I put something together for my class that I taught last week. It was my first in-person class that I've done in a couple of years for the general public. So I put something into place that showed you what I did, and then I just changed the numbers on how I bought my properties. Because you got to remember, when I first started buying properties, I think my first property was $107,000. So now I've moved that up into today's numbers at today's appreciation and at today's inflation. and today's taxes. So I put together a scenario that if you bought 5 properties, you started off with a $350, $450, $550, $600,000 property, and you bought those, and you bought one every other year, and you kept them and rented them. I'm going to show you how much money to make. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn and CrossCountry Mortgage. Stay tuned.